great. Let me take some information. Okay, I'm gonna take some information from you. All right. What's your name? What's your name? Full name. Wait. Okay, what's your full name? All right. What's your date of birth? What's your date of birth? Okay. What's your address? All right. Good. Okay, and then last but not least, what's your phone number? Okay, good. Alright, so, first before we get started with the test, I'm gonna warm you up. So I just need you to tell me what shape I'm drawing with this lightsaber, okay? Alright. What shape am I drawing? A circle, good job. What about now? A triangle, that's supposed to be a triangle, good job. Alright, what about now? A square, good job. Okay, what about now? A rectangle, that's supposed to be a rectangle. Good job. Okay, I think you're ready. So let me give you a briefing. Alright, so I'm gonna have to put all the questions on my iPad right here. And the test will gradually increase in difficulty. So it starts with easy, then it goes to medium, and then it goes to hard. Alright. I'm gonna ask you the question, then I'm gonna give you the answer choices, and then I'm gonna repeat the question, and then I'll give you the answer after giving you some time to think, okay? And for the harder questions, I have an explanation. Alright. So, this is difficulty easy, and the first question is, what comes after 2, 4, 6, 8? The answer choices are 9, 10, 11, and 12. What comes after 2, 4, 6, 8? 10, good job. Alright, next question. Dog is to bark as cat is to. The answer choices are A, run, B, scratch, C, meow, or D, sleep. Dog is to bark as cat is to. Alright, what's the answer? Meow, good job. Alright, next question. If you rearrange the letters in listen, what do you get? The answer choices are silent, stone, slime, or sublime. If you rearrange the letters in listen, what do you get? Silent, good job. Alright, next question. Which does not belong? The answer choices are apple, banana, carrot, or grape. Which does not belong? The answer is C, carrot, good job. And that's because that's not a fruit. Alright, now, next question. It's a sequence. I'm going to give you a sequence, and I just need you to tell me what the missing number is, okay? So, 5, 10, 20, blank, 80. 5, 10, 20, blank, 80. And you need to fill in the blank, alright? So, the possible answers are 30, 40, 35, or 45. Alright. What's the answer? 5, 10, 20, blank, 80. 40, good job. Alright. Now another sequence. 10, 20, 30, blank, 50. 10, 20, 30, blank, 50. And the choices are 40, 35, 45, or 49. What's the answer? 40, good job. Alright, now, these are the last couple questions for the easy section. So, you're in a race, and you passed the person that's in fourth place. What place are you now in? You're in a race, and you passed the person that's in fourth place. What place are you now in? Alright, the answer is fourth place. Good job. Now, if a square is 4, how many is a pentagon? If a square is 4, how many is a pentagon? 5, good job. If a pentagon is 5, how many is an octagon? If a pentagon is 5, how many is an octagon? 8, good job. question for the easy portion. Which is heavier? A, 1 kilogram of feathers. B, 2 kilograms of steel. C, they're the same weight. Or D, 1 kilogram of steel. Which is heavier? A, 1 kilogram of feathers. B, 2 kilograms of steel. C, they're the same weight. Or D, 1 kilogram of steel. Which is heavier? Which is heavier? 2 kilograms of steel. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Alright, now the next section is the medium/moderate section. But before we go there, I'm gonna just write some of your answers down, okay? So yeah, just hold on, just hold on. Alright, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, you did really good, you did really good with that one. Now, onto the medium/moderate difficulty. 6 is to 4 as 81 is to, the answer choices are 8, 9, 27, and 12. 16 is to 4 as 81 is to 9. Good job, good job. Alright, now the next question. A farmer has 17 sheep. A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 run away. How many are left? The choices are 8, 9, 17, or none. A farmer has 17 sheep. All but 9 run away. How many are left? How many are left? 9. Good job, good job, good job. Alright. Next question. All flowers are roses. Some flowers fade quickly. Therefore, A, all roses fade quickly. B, no roses fade quickly. C, some flowers that fade quickly may be roses. Or D, all flowers are roses. All roses are flowers. Some flowers fade quickly. Therefore, what's the answer? Some flowers may be roses. That's great, that's great, that's great. Alright, next question. Which does not belong? The answer choices are circle, triangle, square, or cube. Which does not belong? Circle, triangle, square, or cube. Cube. Good job, good job, good job. Alright. Which comes next? In the sequence. 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, blank. 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, blank. Alright. And then the answer choices are 16, 17, 18, or 20. The sequence is 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, blank. What's the answer? 18. Good job. You're doing really good. Okay. Now, which weighs more? 10 pounds of cotton or 10 pounds of iron? Which weighs more? 10 pounds of cotton or 10 pounds of iron? They weigh the same. Good job. Alright. Which letter has vertical symmetry? Capital letters, all capital letters, by the way. The answer choices are Z, like as in Z, like Z, F, O, or L. Z as in Z, F, O, or L. Okay, good, you're right. It's a tough question because it's actually Z and O. It's Z and O. Good job. Alright, now last question for the medium difficulty. What is 20% of 200? This is easy. You got this. What is 20% of 200? Alright, good job. 40. Good job. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the hard difficulty. The hard/last difficulty, okay? You're still doing really good. Let me write then all x are. All x are z. All x are z. Correct, correct, correct. Okay, next question, next question. Which letter will be identical after a 180-degree rotation? Which letter will be identical after a 180-degree rotation? Capital letter, by the way. Capital letter. The answer choices are L, B, P, as in I got a B, B. I don't know why it sounds like I'm saying B, not B, not B as in Beyonce. B as in B Diddy. Alright, alright. Alright. Which letter will be identical after a 180-degree rotation? The letter choices are L, L, P, P, S, S, or V, V. Which letter will be identical after a 180-degree rotation? Which is flipping it that way. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that. It's my first day on the job as an IQ test master. Alright, the correct answer is S. The correct answer is S. Next question, next question. If 12 equals 144, 13 equals 169, and 14 equals 196, what does 15 equal? If 12 equals 144, 13 equals 169, 14 equals 196, what does 15 equal? Okay, good job. 225 is the answer. 225 is the answer. I don't know if you got that or not. Okay. Now, a leaf is to a tree as a petal is to. The answer choices are forest, flower, stem, or plant. A leaf is to a tree as a petal is to. A flower. Good job. Alright, now. You flip a coin 10 times, and each time it lands on heads. What is the probability that the next flip is heads? What is the probability that the next flip is heads? A, 1/10, B, 0, or C, 1/2. You flip a coin 10 times, and each time it lands on heads. What is the probability that the next flip will be heads? Alright, and the answer is 1/2. 1/2. Because coin flips are independent events. And the streak doesn't change. Doesn't change what's gonna happen next. It's always a 50-50%, always a 50-50 chance. Alright. Now, next. I'm gonna give you a sequence, and I need you to tell me what does not fit. Okay? What does not fit? Actually, I don't like that question. You might fail. I'm gonna skip it. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see. This is gonna tell me if you have a 500 IQ or a 200 IQ. Okay. Alright. So the sequence is 121, 144, 169, 196, or 225. Okay. Which number does not fit? Which number doesn't fit? Out of 121, 144, I'm gonna stop saying it like that. That's confusing. 121, 144, 169, 196, or 225. Which doesn't fit? This question's hard. I actually got it wrong myself. It was confusing. Okay. I'm gonna give you extra time. Alright. The answer is 144. And that's because all of the other ones are squares of odd numbers, except for 144. Okay. Now, is that true? I don't know. That doesn't sound true. That doesn't sound true. I don't know if that's true. What? I'm not a math person, so I can't do the math. Alright. Next. This is the last question, okay? If it rains, the ground will be wet. The ground is wet. What conclusion is valid? A, it rained. B, it did not rain. C, it may have rained. Or D, it never rains. The question is, the statement is, if it rains, the ground will be wet. The ground is wet. Which conclusion is valid? It rained, it didn't rain, it may have rained, or it never rains. Okay. Answer. Or think about your answer. Alright, the answer is it may have rained. It may have rained, and that's because just because the ground is wet doesn't mean that it rained. Like there's sprinklers, there's humidity, it's so many other things. Let me stop. But no, it could be sprinklers. But the answer is it may have rained. Okay, the answer is it may have rained. All right. From what I could tell, you did really good. Let me write your answers down. Okay. Good job. Don't look at my. What's going on? Okay. All right, there we go. So we're all done. You passed with flying colors. You're very smart. If I had to say, I would say you have an IQ of between 190